All right. I wanted to have it on my
You want to go to the cloud. You don't want to do it on yours anyway.
Yep. Okay, here we go. So yeah, the gentleman who, Timmer Halligan, Millionaire Club member working on his second million on a part-time basis. He and I have been to many trips together, Cancun and Maui and Dominican and Jamaica, California. And he's leaving tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
For Maui.
Yep.
And to me, Timmer, that's probably the best trip I've ever been on with this company, just because it was Maui and it was incredible. But I know you also got your sights set on next year, Puerto Vallarta. And so before I go into this, this is good segue. If you want to just make some quick comments about the realness of these trips and what people can expect.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember when I got my first trip, I was going through some crazy times. Life was a little bit rough. I had just met my current wife, Amy, had gone through a divorce, and I was in on Legal Shield, and I was going through a couple of different interesting things in life. And I just put my head down and went to work. And all I did was get in a performance club and do the best activity I could do every single day. I didn't even know about the trip. Most folks would, John would tell you that many years ago, when I started 18 years ago, actually, I recently lost my mom, and during that 18 years or during that time, I was also celebrating my 18-year anniversary with Legal Shield. And all I did is put my head down, just do the work to be in performance club, do that every single month, try to help a couple brand new people, get into the business and help them to get started right away. And I remember I got this email when I opened up the back office, used to open up as big things would pop up. It said, "You got this trip." And I went on this trip and I got to meet some incredible people. I had no idea that I could earn the trip. And I remember on that trip, I bought this necklace. This was 18 years ago, folks. 17 maybe, because I'm going to start making it. I've never taken it off. And at that time, life was a little tricky for me. It wasn't what it is today. And I bought this necklace on the beach from a person that said, "Hey, it'll cost you $1. And from that point, whether you call it this or the power in this or the power in just doing something, consistently we've made these trips. Consistently we've been in performance club. Consistently we've been executive director. Consistently we've been six-figure ring earners. So some folks may say the trip, is not, it's not that important. It's not that big of a deal. It's a story that you can create. Like, we're leaving tomorrow morning. I just came off the roughest month of my entire life. And I was off from working for the last month. In that month, this company, Legal Shield, this service that we have the opportunity to talk about, paid me every single day. And then I come home from that experience, and tomorrow I get to leave for Hawaii for 5 days with my beautiful wife, to not only to reflect upon life, but to spread my mom's ashes, because ironically enough, she loved Maui. Her and my dad had been there many, many times. So this trip and what Mr. Drennan's about to talk about, I just want to realize, if you've never been on a free trip, you don't know what it's like. Most trips, you pay for them, you go there, hopefully you had paid vacation at work, and you got paid while you were gone, but you still had money that came out of your pocket. This trip, you build your business right, you go on vacation, somebody else pays for it, and you get paid the entire time. Listen, if it's a part-time gig with you in Legal Shield, you get paid the whole time from Legal Shield and the 1 week worth of paid vacation you get from your company. So listen intently, because you absolutely can earn this. Like Mr. Drennan said, we've spent many good times together on these trips. Him, my mother, my father, when I took them, him and his wife, Lynn, beat up on us regularly when we played cribbage. They're incredible cribbage players. But Mr. Drennan, I so appreciate you, my friend. I'll send it back to you.
Well, likewise. And I know I won't be on the trip this year, but I know what it's like, and I'm so excited for you and so many others. And so, yeah, that was an extraordinary story about the bracelet. But I've got lifelong friends now I met on these trips. I know people have met their future spouses. Just the trips are incredible in so many ways. So I want to go ahead and share my screen and just show you something real quick to kick this off. Okay, so there you are. It's the Hilton Puerto Puerto Vallarta Riviera all-inclusive resort. That means everything's included. All the food you can eat, all the drink you can drink, different activities and so on. So there you can see the beauty of it. And by the way, you know, you can all go watch the video. I just want to point out a couple things. Spectacular oceanfront. There's some of the rooms and views. Your all-inclusive includes, again, you can see the list here. Pool and beach service, that's so cool. Nightly entertainment, many activities throughout the days, dining and drinking, multiple restaurants. There you can see them. If I'd quit. Okay, there's a few of them there. It says 1 of 7. Let's see what else we got here. The food is just tremendous. And then, you know, spa. Incredible service and hospitality. So that gives you a little bit of a feel. So what I'd like to do is ask everyone, put in the chat, when you qualify, who will you take with you? Timmer mentioned he's taken his parents, his spouse. You know, some people take their best friend, their sibling, their grown child. Who would you take? Go ahead and put it in the chat. And if you're not putting something in the chat and you're on here to really get strategies, this is the first strategy. Because if you can't have someone in mind that you would want to take, it means you're mentally not there. So that's number one. Who are you going to take? And then take a moment and just feel what that's like. I always say, here's the only expense you have on these trips. Get a Uber or a ride to the airport and get an Uber or ride home from the airport. Because once you're at that airport, the flights are paid for. Any luggage or transfers are paid for. Anything at the hotel's paid for, unless you want to go in the gift store and get gifts, you buy those. Activities are paid for, all the food, all the drink, lots of activities paid for, entertainment, you know, you saw it. And the return flight, it's all paid for. That is a special way to go somewhere special like Maui. So that's number one. Who are you going to take? And really get the emotion of what that would be like. And then next is, do you have a passport? You need Mexico, or you need a passport to enter Mexico. So if you don't currently have a passport that will be good 1 year from now, apply for that. It's a message to the world that you're serious about this. You can say to people, yeah, I'm getting my passport. Why? Because I'm going to Mexico next year. Make it real. Okay, next, how do you go? How do you go? So I'm going to share my screen again. Hold on here. Hold on, I've got to move a couple things as I pull up the how do you go. And I'm going right now to our team calendar, successpartnerscalendar.com. And once you're on successpartnerscalendar.com, on the far right, go to forms and documents. And that first form is Puerto Vallarta tracking. Okay, so how do you go on this trip? First of all, understand everyone can go. It's not a limited number. So what you need here is you need to be in PC Pro 6 of the 8 months, starting with this month. So July through February is 8 months. 6 of the 8, you need to be in PC Pro. PC Pro can happen 3 ways: 200 premium points or 150 premium points and 1 associate, or 100 premium points and 2 associates. Let's say you make it 6 of the 8 months, then you need to be in normal PC 100 the remaining 2 months. So for all 8 months, you need to be at least PC with 6 of the 8 PC Pro. How do you do PC? It's 100 premium. Okay, next, you need 15 new associates in 8 months. So let's say that's 2 a month. That's 16. So it's 1 more than you need. And here's the space to write their names down. And then finally, you need 3 of those 15 to fast start qualify. Now here's where you can write 6 names, but you only need 1, 2, 3. So there it is. You're in Performance Club, 8 months, 6 of them being pro. You add 15 new associates personally, not team, personally. And 3 of the 15, or 1 in 5, which is 20%, fast start qualify. You get that filled in, you go. Now, before I go any further, do any of you have questions on how to qualify? Okay. Now I'm just going to take a couple minutes on, okay, so what do you do? And I honestly believe the associates on here, you have more training than you need. What you need is the inspiration, the determination, the dedication, the decision. It is all going to come down to a decision. Because once you have the decision, you'll go to work. So what do? You have basically a growth consciousness in your business, meaning for the next 8 months, it's something you're thinking about and working on every day. Even if you got a full-time job and other responsibilities, you're making progress every single day in the areas of identifying new people to reach out to, reaching out to them, following up with them, staying with it, and doing that more than you're used to, unless you are typically PC Pro and recruiting 2 a month. Now, I get for probably all of you, those are numbers you've not been doing. Doesn't mean you can't, means you haven't, because you haven't had a daily consciousness toward this reward. Now, I do want to add this asterisk. I've never felt this business is about qualifying for trips. They're great. We talk a lot about them like we are now, but really it's what qualifying for the trip does for your business. The 15 new associates, the PC and the premium that's going to contribute to your future earnings. And so whether you want to make it about actually going on the trip, or whether you want to make it about doing a qualification that's going to really lift up your business, or both, you've got to have a daily compelling reason. And that's what a trip like this creates. So how do you do it? You have a daily consciousness of meeting new people, reaching out, exposing, inviting new people, following up with those people, asking for referrals from those people. And the 3 legs of our business are showing up. So you really want to show up as consistently as ever. Activity, again, it's a higher activity level than you're used to. And then personal development as a way to really continue to put fuel in the engine. And so with that, I see Timmer stepped away. I do want to, actually, I see Lee, I see you on here. I don't know if you're in a position to unmute. I know you went on one of the trips and you actually had team members go. any quick comments you want to make about what it's like to be flown somewhere and have everything they offer and then fly back?
My memories came up on some of the trip, John, and I was reflecting back on how amazing it was to be able to go, and B, to have team there. I have been involved in corporate America and won some of those trips before, so I've gone by myself, but it was never a team event, and it was so much more fun to earn it together. In fact, it never occurred to me that we could actually earn that trip. And my teammate was the one that said, I think we're on the leaderboard. And with this, John, everybody can go. So we could have like a whole Success Partners wing of people there and just kind of maybe we could pick a time and take over the pool or something like that, or one of the restaurants. But it's, you know, being a VIP is something that is easy to get spoiled to, John.
Yeah, I love that, a whole wing. And you're right. I mean, this is a trip where whole teams can go. So a quick review. Number one, anchor in the feeling of going. Go watch the video on that venue and just kind of imagine yourself being there, and then determine who's going with you. Make sure you've got passports, or if not, you're applying for them. That's a powerful way to tell yourself, I'm going. That's why I'm getting this passport. Get the tracking sheets and start using it. Have it in front of you to look at every day as a reminder. And then go at it with a real building growth mindset or consciousness. And I just want to ask this question as finishing up here, something for you to ponder. If you had to put in a new member in the next 48 hours, could you do it? And would you know how to do it? And I'm not looking for a verbal answer. I'm seeing some of this, but the fact is, you need to know you can go make things happen. And I'm seeing yeses and I'm seeing thumbs up. So before we wrap up, let me check the chat. Okay, so people are going to take their spouse, their children, their beloved. Got different names of people. And yes, people have passports. And if you don't have a passport, it's actually a bonus for you, because going and applying for it is a powerful declaration that you intend to go. So with that, Timmer, I'm going to go ahead and say that's it. But and I think you're talking to someone, but if not, yeah, I think he's on a call with a prospect right now. Okay, Bridget, I see you got your hand raised.
John, I'm just thinking, what happens after these next 2 months and a new prospect comes in on the 3rd month? That prospect has to run for 6 months, correct?
So that's a great question. The first part of that is do your best to get people enrolled this month who could qualify in the way I talked about tonight.
Correct.
Now you're asking, what if they join next month or the following month? I don't know if the company's put out an answer to that yet, but my guess is they will, on how those people can qualify.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
My guess is they will. I can't say that for sure. All right. So a big part of this, folks, is just a mindset around it, just a commitment, a declaration, a desire, and staying with it. So I hope this has been helpful. Don't want to keep you. So take care. I hope to see all of you in Mexico 1 year from now. Take care.
It's been great, John. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, John.